Hello there, this is Cookies, and I've got turn 9 of same kitchen, different salt. So let's go ahead and take a look at what looks to be some more expansion and maybe a little bit more combat. Now, if I remember right, last turn, Sauromatia attacked Mekone, so this looks to be a response. And let's also go ahead and check out these messages. So a messenger has arrived from Hinnom. Not much to report. Expansion is going fine, and now making my third expansion party. I'm affording up the Jade Amazons. But mostly just waiting for the god to wake up and activate my bless for fun times. Cheers, Stonetroll. Then from Lanka, yep, the worst expansion in my life. Please nuke me, Omniscience. No, you must suffer, Kidzin. I will not let you out so easily. All right. So first up, we've got the Farron Mountains. The Chariot expansion mixed in with these Warriors of the Five Elements now. A reminder on the Bless, Magic Weapons, and Hard Skin. Which I think it helps these guys a little bit. They might only take 2 hits to kill now for some units. But I think it's meant more for the summons. I think the Chariots did most of it there. Yep. Alright, we've got they are pinging a barbarian province. Pretty common strat. There are 99 barbarians. Sauromatia. Alright, we've still got the Hydra down here. Hopefully we can avoid any poisoning of sacreds. Not going to avoid it this time. I think we'll lose 1 to poison. Maybe this one. No, she lives. Did the Hydra die? Could just be blind. Okay, so the Hydra died. That might... I know the Poison Aura helps a lot, but it was also hurting his own troops. He might take less attrition now, is what I'm wondering. In Winden, got a commander. Looks to be pinging a throne. We've got some mages here. S3 with gems. If he did Power of the Spheres, he could potentially enslave mind. They rarely do fun stuff like that. We have a little bit of loot on this one. Moss Body. Okay. So he's doing other stuff. Oh, we've got a couple more here. Okay. Again, I really wish Thrones had like a couple of different scripts set up and they'd choose it at random. And then like for that one, they would set up a communion, maybe do something cool. Soul Slay spam, I don't know. All right. In Troll Peaks, we've got Berytos. I would have done a double line for this. Let's see how it works. He is getting some wraparound. In the area where it matters. Yeah, this went pretty well, actually. Cool. So loses 10, kills 50. I need to mute my phone. All right, next up we have Mekone and Sauromatia bumping. So we've got an E2 effer. All right. And we've got Helheim going after Shadowglade. Solar weapons, blur, reinvigoration, and some resists from Fomoria. These are tough indies. All right. Clears them. Very nice. Should get some really nice momentum from that. Mekone. I forget, did I misclick? I thought I was going to look at the PvP fight, but I don't remember it. Let me just double check again. Oh, it was just PD. Okay. So yeah, we've got a response. Trackless waste. A bunch of slingers. This is not going to go well. This is ambitious. Really relying on a morale check. Yeah, I tested slingers into barbarians a fair amount for Muspelheim expansion. And I think you need to outnumber the barbarians several times over. But a small front line makes a big difference too. But if you want to just use slingers, I think you might need like 100 to 150 slingers. It's kind of crazy. All right. With Chain and Blood, Undying, pretty basic plus with magic leadership thrown in. Just brute forcing it. But it works because the Misushu moved up to the front lines and took some of those hits. Alright, wait. That was here. Okay, so Cavern Realm. A horde of scorpions. Ah, going after Cynos. Gotta be careful. This rock here, really disrupting the Cynos. Cool. Loses a fair amount of stuff, but I'd call it worth it because he took the Cyno province. And that path diversity is pretty nice. So next up we've got Helheim. Ooh, alright. No, oh, these ones aren't blessed yet. There we go. He might have lost one. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, I think everyone should be blessed now. Oh, maybe it lost the mount, but the commander might be okay. A lot of them are very close to death. Alright, let's see. Dismounted. Commander should be fine. Did lose a hell hurting. Might get one of these back. So I'd probably call it two. Two dead. Which, it's probably not the best matchup for hell hurtings. Fighting into a bunch of archers. So I think it's okay. 120 gold. Yeah. But yeah, and the party's big enough it can keep going, but still. Was probably a little bit closer than what he wanted. A lot of those hell hurtings were really close to being killed too. Alright. Tianchi taking out a small number of barbarians. Got an elephant party. Oh, for the Pegasi. Let's see how it goes. I think these are mercs. Yeah, so it's the merc captain. He didn't hire... I think the Berytos elephants look different. But if they don't, I can't see False God spending that much money on them. On elephants, that is. Nice. That was well done. Loses one. A lot of ghouls here. Helps having the profit. They can suffer morale checks, but I think they just HP routed instead. So that should have been here. Yeah, only loses 4. Helbathria for Hinnom. We have this extra large party again, but there's some cavalry here, so that could be good. Giants are normally pretty strong on cavalry. Yeah, you can see they're dominating this corner here. Okay. Probably the only thing that could have been improved there was maybe trying an attack cavalry script on the rough heights, so that they would focus down the heavy cav. But it worked out the way it did, so probably no reason to change anything now. I think they're all blessed. I think those were 2 very good blessed casts. Let's do it this way. Yeah, got them all. Very nice. It's the advantage of using a holy too. Giannis should do pretty well here. Yeah. He might have lost 1 just from ethereal hits. Nope, did not lose any. Silver Fangs. Another party of Hell Herdings. We got Trolls. Let's see how the blessings went for this party. That one's not. Three are not. Four are not. Yeah, these parties are still too big for a Holy One. But so far it's not really working against them. You still have Glamour. It's still a pretty strong chassis. It's just in cases where maybe you might have lost one or two, you might lose three or four. So, works well there, though. We got some cavemen. Almost. It is enough cavemen. Holy shit. I thought they would rout. Well, that's pretty budget. And Sauromatia. This should go fine. Alright. So we've got Lanka expanding into this cave. He's going to be really happy with getting these three provinces, assuming he gets all three. I think is going to cut back to Anvast. I don't think he's going to go cave spelunking with this, especially into Sinos. So I think Lanka's going to be able to clean this up if he can maintain his party through it. Ulm is looking small. Let's see, we're over here. You've got Berytos that took all the 2-aways right here and here. He can still go here. There's still space up in here that he can expand into. Helheim has already set the border for the 2-aways, the 2-away provinces. Now, the Bulwark is still open, so Ulm can still take that. Ulm's really going to want to get this Great Gold Mine. And I am concerned for Ulm, because this looks like a very easy province. Although hopefully he'll take it next turn. $100 barbarians in the cap circle, still tough to deal with. I thought had a missile troop. I could be wrong. Is it this one? Yeah, they get longbows. So I think what I would do here is I would be recruiting longbows, even if they're foreign rec. I would use those on the barbarians. And then you could probably roll them into the Kooni too, with a small melee group, or you could just roll the melee group into it. Yeah, so we've got some archers getting recruited here. This one would have been good to get, but I think Mekone's going to view this as theirs. He has cut off some territory, so that's good. He takes Anvast, and then this is his cap circle. I think he'll be in okay shape. Mekone's looking to be okay. Okay, so they took the swamp. So that might have been a province trade then, where Sauromatia took Darkwoods, and Mekone took Death March. And then Sauromatia also took Erebon. Now, I could see, because Hell Herdings can move pretty far, this might already be negotiated. I think both of these parties could go here. And then Sauromatia might go here. And we could have a bump next turn. And then for Lanka, Lanka's got a party here. I really hope he goes for Star Peaks and then realizes there's more land down here. He might end up bumping again with Sauromatia. But if he gets here, this would be a really good fort location. It's a very strategic fort between these little ponds. Bara would also be a very strategic fort. So if he can control this, he can probably get one or two of these, maybe. Because, I mean, some of these are close to Sauromatia, like these two, but some of them aren't. So he could probably lay a pretty strong claim to some of this stuff. It depends if Xibalba is going to want some of this stuff too. I think as Lanka, you don't want to fight Helheim early. You might also not want to fight early, because with enough foreign wreck might drown your Palankashas. It might be too much attrition for both sides. I think he's going to want to fight Xibalba. We'll see, though. And Xibalba might also want to split Lanka. I think there's room for peace between Helheim and Lanka. But Helheim also has potentially really stable borders everywhere else. Helheim might just want to grab thrones. We'll see. Marverni. Let's see. Berytos has cut off this one. They did grab these two, but they also went for this, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 away from Berytos and 2 away from TNG. This is the kind of expansion that can very easily get you coalitioned. And somehow I think Hinnom would not be the player to do it. They still have a lot of space. They've got thrones they could chase. Sauromatia might be a little bit better matchup. But again, like, these are nice large provinces. I'm worried for Berytos. Not gonna lie. Worried for Berytos. Let's see. We're on turn 9. Fomoria's looking to recover. I would like to see a double expansion from Fomoria next turn. Probably here, but Marverni will probably bump them. I have the feeling Marverni's going to win. And I'd like to see him also take Nardaga. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, there's still this large strip of Indies here. So a lot of room, a lot of provinces left to claim. And I think there's still a whole cave system too. Yeah, so there's this whole cave system as well that folks can claim. So Lanka's trying to work on this, but then there's also this with Trogs. This one could be hard to get into. I don't see any more Cynocephalians, so if people are hoping for magic diversity, they're probably not going to find it down here. That's the part of Xibalba now. Xibalba's kind of backfilling a little bit, so they're at 6, 10 so far. They're probably not going to get their 15 unless they can get out here to Oeperi and then maybe into Bara. Maybe they can get over here as well, but I'd need to see more troops coming out of here. So we'll see. All right, well, pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and jump into turn 10. Yeah, I think we've got time for turn 10. Oh, hello there. All right, I've got turn 10. We've got two messages, one from Berytos. First time on a Dream Atlas map. Not exactly sure what's mine, but I'm unused to having so many neighbors. That's probably a good sign that you might have overexpanded. Helheim. Although 12 versus 7, surprised how well that Lanka bump went. Told him he can take the swamp at some point, and he'll leave 151 alone. But if my Sacreds can take his out now, with my Surprise Plus later, it should be a better fight. Oh, okay. Surprise Bless. Are poison weapons not incarnate? I forget. There is some concern about all these awake lions and tigers nearby. Once that is settled, Lanka may be a good first war. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I like getting rid of all the gray flags first. I'm also in the getting rid of gray flags first camp. I hate having wars that soon. We do have a bump in Griffin Rock. So let's go ahead and check out Salt Plains. Divine Blessing for 2 guys? 3 guys, I guess? Well, the Prophet's already blessed, so for 2. Okay. Would be nice to put more Sacreds on the Prophet, if it could be managed. This is pretty budget, though. The archers have routed. The militia have routed. Starting to get up there in fatigue on the lizards. Okay. I think he'd have won this if the cavalry were in the same squad as the Oreopata. The Necromancer is just like, I'm tired of creating stuff for your banishment, and left. That's funny. Nice. Alright, so that worked out. I was a little bit worried there that the skeletons and Solos would eventually overwhelm the Prophet. But did not happen. Got a party of elves. Nice. Elves are good. Very nice. Love to see it. In Fungwood, we have the other party. Yeah, it seems like fortunately he's not going to bump. So this could be a legit double expand. Got a quick route. Fantastic. All right. Fomoria's climbing back into it. All right, let's see. Yeah, we got those longbows now. Some wolves to tie him up. I like it. Yeah, I should have this one. Sucks that the infantry ran, but it still worked out. So killed 100 barbs. Alright, Berytos. Combining parties. Oh, this is a little bit more barbs than I thought. I think I would have backfilled the cavemen. Maybe he's looking to get them off the payroll a little bit. Are these elite soldiers? They're doing a little bit better than I thought they would, not gonna lie. I think the captain's in danger. There it is. Good old stay behind troops. Not actually staying behind them. Alright, yeah, unfortunate. That probably could have won. With Ulm here. Got a party of swordsmen. Or swordswomen. I don't... Steel maidens. Whew, bloodbath. Steel maidens do take it though. Lose 13 of them. Definitely pretty high attrition, but taking out 40 bone tribe or 50 bone tribe is not trivial. We've got Mekone next. I expect this to be lossless. Unless the effort gets... No, he's not using an effort. He's got a pole march. Got crippled in your first battle. Man. What a disappointment. Relegated to E2 duty. Alright. It should have been lossless. Yep. Turtle Glades with Marverni. We have the Trinity and a big block of infantry. This seems like extreme overkill for forest trolls. Let's see if it helps, though. Yeah, he's already won, and the Pretenders haven't even showed up yet. Alright. So, loses a few troops in Sitha. We're pinging it. This looks like a throne. Intos. They might do some swarm spam, so I'd expect a lot of bugs, potentially, to go with the block of heavy infantry and heavy cavalry. In Toledo, we've added some archers to the mixed group. They took one arrow and pieced out, trying to HP route the main party. Almost. Yeah. He probably just thought there were fewer horse tribe. I think that would have worked if there were fewer horse tribe. Losing the party though, it sucks, but it's not... I don't think it's huge. So 8 nobles and 6 warriors of the 5 elements. It might just be 1 turn of recruitment, or a little bit over 1 turn of recruitment. So it's probably not a huge deal. In Anvast, Got some heavy cavalry. This Yushu should come in, poison them, fear them away. Now they start fearing the heavy infantry. I love this waiting that they're doing. Yep. It saves so much attrition. Alright. So yeah, lost 8. Probably could have lost a lot more. But only lost 8. With Terrace Peaks doing the same thing. Just got some Kooni up here. Kooni, notoriously bad morale. So the fear effect on them should work extra. There we go. Excellent. Still lost a few guys. Kooni are pretty killy, but pretty acceptable. With you have a lot of foreign recruit, so you can make up losses pretty quickly. Gotta block a heavy cav. This could be tough. You put him on a attack rear. They actually found the commander. Let's see. How many commanders are there? There's 2, so there's one more. It's just this guy, but his own commander is almost dead as well. I think Sauromatia wins this race. That was close. But he does survive. Alright, so it worked out. Got a little dangerous. And then, as his hard-earned reward, he has to fight Helheim. So, as a reminder, the Bless, CR5, Defense Skill, Blur, HP, Blood Surge, and True Sight. Pretty solid. Helheim, if they ever bless people. Okay. We've got, if I can click the right thing, Poison Weapon, Shock Res, Poison Res, Fire Res, and Blur. The Sauromatia Bless seems a little bit stronger. As I learned in my last campaign, the mirror images are not affected by True Sight. So mirror image is going to be a huge advantage against the True Sight Bless here. So they're going to have to hit through all of those images. Now with 13 attack, 20 defense against 14 attack, 20 defense. 13 attack, 18 defense, and 14 attack, 15 defense. I think Helheim's going to win this just on the back of mirror image from Glamour. But it's gonna be a slog. Okay, maybe. Let's see. He's hitting a lot with poison weapons. That went a lot better for Helheim than I thought it would. Attack roll, attack roll, attack roll. Just a lot of very high attack rolls. A lot of poison damage. Yeah, a lot of these hits are just hitting for nearly what feels like double damage. So they're just killing faster. In terms of health, it looks like 3 of the Hellherdings got hurt, but everyone else is full health. What does a mount normally have? 18? Do they all have afflictions? Okay. So 22 HP is standard. Oh, this one got wounded. The rider got wounded. It would be nice if maybe they doubled up the HP bars. So, like, the top one would be the rider and the bottom could be the mount. Just had, like, extra bars on there. I don't know. Maybe that would be too much. So yeah, some of them got wounded. None of them got dismounted. Yeah, that just went a lot better for Helheim than I thought. Wonder... We got a missing image here. Missing both images here. Missing one here. Okay, so some of the hits hit images. But Helheim was also effectively doubling their damage with poison weapons. At least from what we saw. And it's only the mounts, the Jade Lizards, that have the poison resist. The riders do not. Interesting. Okay. I am curious, does Helheim have poison resist on their bless? I know we just looked at it, but... +5. So Helheim could probably actually fight into... Seems like they have a couple of options then. They can fight into Sauromatia or they can fight into Lanka. We've got the Palankasha again. Should do plenty well. Oops. Against these Bakemono. The Ghana coming behind is nice. Really helps protect the mage. Alright. I don't think he should have taken any losses here. Lost to Ghana somehow. I feel like one Ghana always manages to die. I'm never quite sure how. Alright. Another Oreopata party. Getting wrapped around up here. But at least if the infantry had come from the bottom, I think that would have been a lot more dire. Because those Amazons were hurt more. Because the heavy cavalry kind of were starting to wrap them at the bottom. So that works out. I think he only lost 1 there. 1 + 1. So maybe up to 2. Alright, Helheim. Oh, yeah, this is a double expand into the Jaguar tribe. Kills the leadership. Well done. These Hellherdings are very killy. And then we've got Hinnom going into Faldenberg. This should work. Getting a wall of the giants and then filling in with the Avites, they should be fine. Barbarians can be very killy against giants, but they need a fair number of attacks to do it. So that should be lossless. Loses one, but that's fine. Still, I like that scripting there. Got another Helheim party. Many Hellherdings running amok on the map. Big commander snipe before these 4 get killed. That was close, I think. Maybe. They might have been harassed down a bit. Although they didn't even really lose that many images. So maybe it wasn't that close. No losses. In the Parched Expanse, more Oreopata going after Deer Tribe. I think he'll lose 2 here, just from the volume of the archery. It's going better than I thought. What do we do? Maybe lost 2. Okay. And then Oepery? We've got some good old Palinkashas slaughtering the tribes. I'm not expecting any casualties here. Okay. All right. I think on the whole, this was a pretty clean expansion. I think we only had 1 failed, or was that last turn? Yeah, it was here. But overall, went pretty well. Lanka's still working on this cave. So they've got 2, 3, 6, 9, 10. So they're up to 12. He hasn't yet found this or realized how much space there is here yet. If Sauromatia takes this, then they'll secure a fair amount of this potentially for themselves. Probably at least these 2. There's an Inkpot end on there. Oh. That's gonna suck. Because you're gonna be really excited to get these mages. And then they might get poisoned as soon as you buy them. Alright. Throne of the First Stage. MR on Elves? Elves already have decent MR. Are there better thrones for Elves? Growth, construction, probably are better. I haven't looked at his scales just yet again. There's nothing crazy that gives... There's no Throne of Water or Fire. So it's not a great throne list for Helheim. Yeah, growth would be really nice. As it is... I think this is just in the province it's in. And he's running Drain, so... Lanka's running Magic. I think they would both like this to be able to research. I think Helheim would especially like it. Elves can sometimes struggle a little bit ramping research. Helheim can pour a lot of Death Gems into Skull Mentors. And I forget if they still have decent error access. You only need error 1. Yeah, they do. So that they can get Alquils and Skull Mentors, so Helheim can have a launch once they hit those techs for research in terms of ramping their research a little bit. Their mages are so expensive. They really want maybe an indie mage to put those boosters on. You're talking 220 gold for your research monkey. It's very expensive. I feel like elves, generally you want them out fighting or ready to fight or blood sacking or whatever you're doing. Although, I forget, did they lose all of their blood access? They might have. Oh, they can't even blood... was it Vanheim that blood sacks? Might have just been Vanheim. But I thought they could blood sack in Dom 5, but I guess they've lost all of their blood access. But they're going to want to run up, I guess, evocation? Wailing Winds, Winds of Death, right? I presume they still have those paths. Or clicking on a unit. Yeah. So the Hangadrots can do all the things. Yeah, they did end up bumping here. I thought Helheim would do this with a double party. But they got away with a single party and they still won. Which meant... Oh, they double partied the Jaguar tribe. So they're definitely going to go for this. It's 2 away. There's still shockingly some room in here if Berytos doesn't fill in this pocket soon. And that could get real awkward if Helheim runs into Searing Sands. I think Ulm's going to want Bulwark. And Helheim might want to trade with Ulm, so they might be willing to let them have that. This is so aggressive. All the way down into Ashlands. It honestly, if I were it would be enough that... Ooh, I would either want to kill Ulm or I'd want to kill Tianqi. And it feels like killing Tianqi or invading them would be more diplomatically acceptable than invading Ulm. Because people might want to keep Ulm around to trade with them. I'm not sure if that would be enough for someone to ride to their defense, though. Helheim has a lot of options. I think Lanka's recovering. They lost a couple of bumps that they're sad about. They did not get this border province, although it's 2 away again. If we go over to Hinnom, Hinnom's still got space. Fomoria is up to 7 on 10. They probably don't have the map move to triple expand. I could see them trying to double expand. Here, probably this party goes here and this party takes on the Lion tribe. And then maybe he could have some giants reach from here into Dardania and merge on Dardania. And then if the forest trolls are still there, he could go for those. Hinnom's going to want to take one of these swamps, I think. But they also want to get down here. A lot of NDs. This is a lot of ND land. Let's see if Lanka gets into Star Peaks. It's a very strategic province. But he might feel nervous sending a smaller number of palankashas into that many lances. The lion's going to go here. That's a pretty safe expansion. Berytos is going to get a lot from that. Shamblers will let him take on the Kalulu and Tritons. So it could secure him, although Turtle Tribe here, they could be in a race for the Kalulu. But the gold mine is going to be great. Um, 10 plus 7. Maybe it's 20 or 30. Yeah, 30. This would be very aggressive for Berytos to take. I think he'll merge these two parties on here, and he might bump Marverni. But if they chat and establish a border, maybe Berytos can get this. Marverni can go down here and get the mercs, which is probably, both of these should be provinces Fomoria is aiming for, along with these, but it's going to be hard to assert that claim just yet. But people might be willing to give up territory if you threaten them, especially if you find coalition partners. I forget, does Helheim get sailing on these guys? No, they lose sailing. But they do have flying. Yeah, Helheim's first war is still looking like Lanka. There's more flexibility to engage here. I think it's going to be rough for Lanka because he's expanding out east. So if the elfing happens soon, he's not going to be in position. He's got a Raksharaja out site searching. Which Helheim could kill if he makes a few Valkyries. He could surround a site searching mage and hit it with a dis leading the party. Even if it's scripted to retreat. This is... I am concerned. This party could take attrition on Sinos. I don't think he's going to want to turn around, though. Cut off Xibalba here. Yeah, it's going to be tough. As he started a fort. Not yet. So feeling behind. We have a lab here. Is there a way for me to see what can get recruited here? I don't think so. Maybe it'd be cool if that info would show up in the population report, like the ND types. If you have a spy. I think Berytos might be on the verge of getting coalitioned. We'll see. We'll see if he can avoid it. I'm concerned for Fomoria, but I think they'll bloody whoever tries to invade them. Fomorian units are pretty strong. Unless it's a stack of Hinnom Rephites. But there's a lot more to gain for Hinnom by attacking maybe like a Berytos. I'm not sure who Mekone fights. They have a lot of narrow borders. Logistically, because you have a plains movement here, I feel like you'd want to fight Sauromatia. But I think they might have made a peace. So then who do you fight? Do you fight You just try to like force your way around that river. You have a choke point here. For TNC, I think if anyone tries to invade Fomoria, it'll be TNC. Because again, they're going to have a very wide border. Border with Berytos is kind of thin. There's a throne in the way. Border with Hinnom also kind of, or Helheim also kind of thin with a throne in the way. Mekone, border with Mekone is kind of thin. Border with is kind of thin. You have two lakes. So I think geographically TNC might want to fight Fomoria. Unless they've negotiated something, I think Marverni's going to feel pinned in. And there's a well of pestilence there. I mean, they could make it annoying to fight Sauromatia. If Sauromatia lets Marverni have this one, I think they can have peace. And if they have peace, I think Marverni would attack Berytos. And they might do it in collusion with Hinnom. But people surprise me. So I think that's it for this one. Hope you've been enjoying it so far. We're starting to round out expansion. So we should start seeing some more preparations for war, hopefully. I don't think this will be a lobby that waits until turn 25 to start having wars. I think the map is going to have some people feeling really constrained and they're going to want to fight sooner than later. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'll see you in turn 11. And hopefully we get some player wars starting soon. I don't know about you, but I find expansion kind of boring. So I'm looking forward to the player conflicts. Have a good one. Bye.